Evening, everybody. My name's Peter Veen. This is my partner, Andre Lamprecht. Andre is the headmaster at Levana Primary in Lavender Hill. Andre, you've been the headmaster there just on a year,
Just
right?
on a year.
So almost as long as our partnership. And the stark difference between a year ago and today is just amazing. We had a meeting today at the school, and to see the smiles on the faces, the aspiration of the children, and luckily it was Civies Day today, right? So they were all selling goods, etc., etc. So as you can hear, I've got a bit of a cold, so please excuse me. I'm going to make Andre do all the talking. Levana was founded in 1977 and currently has 1,060 pupils. I find that number quite amazing to manage that infrastructure within a community like Lavender Hill, where, was it last Tuesday or Wednesday, Andre was having police escorts in and out of the school with the gang warfare that takes place. It is such a stark difference between 1 meter on the roadside and the other meter within the school, and to see the smiles on the faces just is such a great joy when one drives in there. So, Andre, I know there's a little bit you want to talk about the school.
Great. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, when I started at the school, I started that with like Peter had mentioned, there will be the learner complement is just on 1,060 learners, but the staff complement, if we look at our staff at the moment, or when I started a year ago at the school, more than 60% of the staff is over 50 years old. And of that amount, of the 60%, just on 12 of the educators are older than 55. So you can see that there will be a game changer taking place at Lavana within the next 2 or 3 years. And therefore, when I started the school, I had to acknowledge and respect the amount of years that people were at the school. They were of the staff were at the school since 1977, and they made it very clear to me that, when I came there on day one of the teachers said to me, I've been at the school since 1977. Were you born that time already? So, and therefore for me, this, when we were in grade 6 standard, the old standard 4, this part of Alice in Wonderland just always rings with me, where Alice and the cat are having the conversation, and Alice says, would you tell me please which way I ought to go from here? And the cat answers, that depends a good deal on where you want to get. And Alice says, I don't much care where. And the cat, then it doesn't much matter which way you go. So just in terms of direction, I had to embrace what was happening at the school, but I just couldn't. I had to also take the school into a direction that I needed to go, but taking into consideration the staff also at the school. So our motto at the school is honor yourself, right? Vereer yourself, and just working with that, I embraced that and moved forward with where we were. So how was this possible? When I came at the school, this is what was happening. More than 300 meters of the school, when I walked into the school 1 October, more than 300 meters of the school fence was non-existent. So this is what it looked like. Gangsters in and out of the school, we had no control, right? Where we tried to patch up, it's, you try to patch up and then the fencing is stolen again. People dumping on the school. So there was no real access control. People in and out, children playing after school, on the school, learners leaving the school without permission. It was just difficult to control. That is taken, a picture taken out of the secretary's office on a day when the police, we had to call in the police to get the gangsters off the school field. So how does one embrace a motto of honor yourself if the basics is not in place? Just safety and security. I mean, we, as the leader and principal of the school, I wanted to know that my learners are safe, that my teachers are safe, that the teachers are comfortable in the school and being able to teach. So from day one, I sent emails to, it went right up until the head of education's office, right up until the Minister of Public Works office. And on day 16, something happened outside of the school. A 2-year-old child was shot outside of the school, and this mother, because there was no fence, this mother ran onto the school. And it was a traumatizing day, but something bad like that had to happen for something good to happen at our school. So that happened at 9 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, the media got it wrong, and the media reported a learner from Levana school was shot. So now that at 12 o'clock that morning, we got news that there was a contractor that came with a public works inspector, and we got our school fence. But you know, so just in terms of that, but it was my being persistent all the time, something that I possibly or definitely learned from this partnership with Peter, because in that time we had also then had met, and you know, just my first impressions in that way. So perhaps Peter, you're going to take it further in terms of the partnership. Yeah.
Thank you, Andre. So we don't have such a professional presentation like Ainsley and all that corporate mumbo jumbo. I can hardly understand it. But it looked very professional. So I think, you know, with the dire needs at Lavana, we very early on recognized that we were going to do 2 big things for the school, and those weren't 12-month projects. I know we had a closing out ceremony for the first year, but there were 2 big projects that we wanted to undertake. One was infrastructure. There's a major need for infrastructure. The very unfortunate part for Lavana is the primary school that shares their site next door was opened 1 month before them. And so any infrastructural needs goes to the old school, and the young school next door gets none. So that is a very unfortunate thing for Lavana. So we recognized the infrastructural need, and we set about a program for that. And the other part is that a number of years ago, all sporting activity was cancelled at the school. So the previous administration of the school took the decision to cancel all sporting activity. The one thing I always look back fondly on is the sporting activity I had at school, and it's such a part of what I am. And so Andre and I very early on established that these infrastructural needs and sports were going to be our big strategic goals. And I think we're going to get onto some of the small things, but a lot of small things have flown out of that. And you know, there's been a number of fundraising activities, there's been a number of small infrastructural requirements. Was it the lawnmower was stolen? Andre, to get a lawnmower is going to take weeks or months of paperwork. It's very easy for me to go to Builder's Warehouse and drop one off, right? And the grass gets cut. So there was a lot of small things that my company, my staff, myself, that we could do in a very short period of time. And I think it allowed and it opened up possibility for the staff. We've seen 180-degree turnaround in many of the staff that were there. And Andre can talk a little bit about that. I'm just going to flick through some pictures. So a proposal we wrote in our fundraising efforts was titled Alive with Possibility, and this is a picture. I don't know where your phone is, but this is what Andre wakes up to every morning on his phone. and you know, I saw one of them today at the school. You know, Alive with Possibility. the views at Lavana, Lavender Hill, you can have similar mountain views as there are here. You know, this was our Christmas party for my office last year. We went out and we painted. And the staff, it was just amazing. You know, the interaction. Through the sporting activity, I mean, Andre and I were children, but the Stormers brought their bus around, their bus, picked us up in Lavender Hill, took us to the Stormers game. I mean, it was just unbelievable. We were standing outside in the road. You know, there's Newlands, I don't know, 10, 15 stories high. One of the girls, where's the stadium? Not one of them had been to Newlands. Yeah, so we had, was it Tygerberg next to us, or?
Yeah, Tygerberg.
Tygerberg, the entire Tygerberg, the whole high school, with their blazers, with all their cheerleading. So they had 500 people or whatever the number is. We had 20. These 20 were trying to outsing. and that lived long within the culture of the class. And we saw one teacher in particular turn around just based on that event. So some of the fundraising that we undertook, the Albert Wessels Trust has donated R1 million. And in total we've raised, I'd like to say it's about 1.75 million, because we've had architectural services donated to us to build the new school hall. Just this morning, unfortunately, the plans are over there if anybody would like to look. Page from the back, those two big files over there are the new school hall, and it's going to be an incredible aspirational thing for Lavender Hill, because not only is it going to be a school hall, it'll be the first public library in Lavender Hill. So the library is going to be opened up. I counted, excluding the hall, there's going to be 5 different teaching environments that are available within the new hall, including a rooftop garden. So the diagrams over there, if anybody wants to donate, we're only 4.25 million rand short. But you know, it's taking these steps and having that, and Andre's working very hard on some of the departments to help give us funding, and we wait for that budget flush at the beginning of next year to do so. So this is their current hall, the netball court. So there's no assembly, no meetings. The biggest room for meetings is a classroom. So you can't have parent-teacher. There's 1,060 pupils, no place for anything, drama, speech, indoor sports activity through winter. So that's that beautiful mountain view. This will be where the new hall will be located. So as I've said, this is just the beginning. I see this as a long-term partnership. We will break ground in Q1 next year. One of the big challenges is when we break ground, we have to finish as quickly as possible. Otherwise, the pieces disappear. So a big brief to the architects was a lot of the stuff has to be fabricated off-site so that it can come on-site. So Andre, you want to talk about some of the changes we've seen in the staff and changes we've seen in the individuals over this one-year program?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, just in terms of the partnership happening at the school, so there wasn't very much happening, but after the partnership after ourselves, the school, and Peter coming in at the school, and for me being a newly appointed young principal at the school, so all of a sudden morale amongst the staff had changed, and that was an extremely beneficial spin-off of us working together. Teachers who were extremely negative embraced what is happening at the school, and I continually say to the staff that you know, this the proposal that we encapsulated, alive with possibility, that is indeed what's happening. Our staff is alive with possibility, the learners are alive with possibility. Just looking at the hall and the design of the hall, the school will indeed be a beacon of hope, and that is what, whenever the parents are in the flat upstairs looking down on the school, they must look down and feel that their children are safe in the school, that their children, a future, they can indeed get a future out of the school, but more so that the school indeed becomes this beacon of hope. So from my side, thank you.
I mean, to wrap up, there is no amount of money or motivation that would make me do Andre's job. Andre is my champion, and when I go there on a morning like this morning, it really just doesn't matter how bad my weekend or week or month has been. Going there, seeing the children hugging Andre, seeing that love and that safe environment is just amazing to me. So Andre, you are my champion.
Thank you. Thank you.